NASCAR Heat 5, we've got the Cobra Cup Series on the way, and you just saw a crazy, action-packed Xfinity race that went anywhere but south for me. This is Broadcaster Clay coming to you guys live. It'll be me and Brink in the booth tonight. Butters is actually racing in the Cup race, so we're excited to get that one going. No, we had our ARCA race a little bit ago, and looks like Topster got the win there. New entry into the ARCA series, so we'll see if he finds his way up into the Xfinity series next week. But as far as the Xfinity series goes, I decided to call it a night early, but I know Freedom Flyer got the win tonight, so a great job there by Freedom Flyer to get his win for Eclipse. So we're basically just waiting on the Cup guys to qualify. I think they're in qualifying as it stands right now. I'm all alone. However, Brink will be on his way here in a short while. So, might be a little quiet here on the broadcast because I'm not real good at talking to myself. But yeah. Yeah, we're excited to get this going. I was gonna see. I was trying to look and see who all is coming up from Xfinity to join us in the Cup Series. The Xfinity winner, Freedom Flyer. He's gonna be driving tonight, and I believe it's gonna wind up being the 10 car. So we're gonna see our Xfinity winner. Daha will be racing. I think he's a full-time guy now, but he's going to be making it. Yeah, and Butters is going to be driving the 3 car for Taddy's team. So, seeing Butters make his first Cup start already, our league owner, getting going. So, believe everybody else will pretty much be making it in here tonight. Otherwise. So really just waiting for it to get going here. Yeah, and I'm back from a little 2-week hiatus that I had. Picked up a summer job, and that's commanded my attention the last couple Friday evenings. So, good to be back in the booth here for tonight. See, we've got a couple people in here already. We're ready to go for the Cup race. See what these guys can do at Dover Downs. How about some predictions out in the chat on who we think is going to win this race tonight, y'all? No predictions out there? Well, I do know JCR Clashin finally picked up his first win last week. Can he go back to back? We're going to find out here in a little bit. I imagine Cope will be racing tonight for Lost in the Sauce Motorsports. At least that was the talk in the Discord. So simply just trying to figure it out. See a message in the Discord. We got the race timer going here in a couple of minutes. So just bear with me here, y'all. Freedom Flyer on the pole. The Xfinity winner already coming up to Cup and making an impression. He'll be on pole. You saw that in the Discord too. So he swept the poles too. He won from the pole in the Xfinity series. Well done by the Eclipse driver. I know that's going to have Chase excited. I don't know, Chase, if you're out there. But looks like Freedom Flyer's making it happen tonight. I see an Eclipse baby out there. Oh yeah. How about that Eclipse team? And they've kind of started to hit their stride here in recent weeks. I wouldn't say that they were that strong to start out the year, although Nuka did win the Xfinity Daytona race. So Eclipse, they've been hanging around, but they've really started to show their prowess here the last couple of weeks. So Eclipse starting to come to the forefront a little bit. We'll see what we have from the Gorilla Autosport guys tonight, too. Curious to see those guys can make some inroads. Venom and Lost in the Sauce Motorsports, those camps have been particularly strong already this year. So, really curious to see how these guys are gonna stack up. Alright, we have the clear to join up. Alright, let's hop on into the Dryden, I think it's the Dryden 200, I think, rolling at 50%. Let me get back to the comments here. I see Frankie Racing in there. Yeah, we just did the Xfinity race just a little bit ago, there, Frankie. Good to see you there, bud. But yeah, you just watched Xfinity just a little bit ago. This is our Cup Series, from the Cobra E-Racing Series. So, we're loading on into the game here. Got Freedom Flyer starting from the pole. And away he goes down into turn number 1. He got Sharp in the 11 to his outside. Sharp pretty good on the short tracks here. I see the 14 of Blakey T appears to be just strong. Look at Eclipse go. Eclipse in the top few here. Gorilla Autosport, though, they're looking pretty strong too. They've got 3 of the top 5 with Sharp and Jacob up there in the top 5. Haven't called his name out much this year. And then the team captain, of course, the 18 of GTR Mike. Let me get back to him there real quick. Yep, there he is, riding in that number 18 car in the 5th spot. Pretty single file action here, though. You got Big Jim there just ahead of Taddy right here. We're on board with Taddy in that 7th spot, but just in front of him, Big Jim in the 24 and 6th. Some action a little further on back. You got Mike G looking to the inside of Taddy, trying to snag that position away. He moves Taddy up the track just a little bit. Got more action going on up here at the front, though. Some scrambling. Let me get back to that. But meanwhile, Freedom Flyer is sailing off with the lead. See Blakey T get around Sharp for 2nd there. So make it 1-2 for Eclipse so far. You'll notice a lot of these guys are pretty loose, at least to start off here. As you see Mike falling back just a little bit. He's getting passed by Celtics. He's got Drunk Fest there behind him. Home race, I believe, too, for Drunk Fest. So, gonna see what the hometown driver can do at Dover. Got 2 of Kelvin in the wall, and he's gonna have a few guys go on by him. See a little bit of lag there with the 88. He's gonna move the 41 up the track a little bit. That's Marini, and Kelvin's gonna get the wall again. But that was a little weird. But we got some lagging going on back here in the pack a little bit. Might be a little bit of lag on Kelvin's part. Pretty shocking to see Draven this far back, though. He's way on back here in the pack. We got a pass for the lead. Blakey T's going to go around Freedom Flyer. I thought I noticed that. Blakey T closing that gap up. Not sure if Freedom Flyer missed a corner or something or got the apron, but his lead is down to nothing, and he's 2nd now. But he's going to stay on the back bumper of his teammate there in the number 14 Ford. They're going to drive it off into 3 and 4. More single file action here from Dover. Pretty tame so far compared to the Xfinity race. Here's Taddy looking at the 21's bumper right in front of him. It's a good launch there for the 21 of Mike G. He's been running up front this year, but he just really hasn't been able to quite have the runs he's looking for, at least the finishing runs, that is. Here comes Taddy back to the inside of the 21. But he's not quite going to be able to get it to stick. And it's been a tough start to the race for last week's winner, too. The one of JCR Clashin finds himself a little bit deeper in the field. Back here behind the 48 of Drunk Fest. Got some damage here for the 22 of Colic Fan. Not sure if he's gotten the wall or has been in an incident with somebody, but he's definitely got some damage. Got the 3 of Butters, our league owner, already making a cup start here for Venom. He's fallen back just a little bit here, just making some laps, looking to capitalize if anybody makes any mistakes, but he's hanging on around here. And I was correct. It was Derek Cope, a.k.a. Braves, taking that number 88 Camaro tonight. We've had another change for the lead, though, as Freedom Flyers gotten back around Blakey T. We got Sharp sitting there in that third spot. He's trying to hunt down Blakey T. Those two, part of a titanic battle at Bristol a few weeks ago. But we had Draven come away with that one. But these two were strong all night at Bristol. So at another short track, well, sort of short track, we might see him be pretty strong. Impressive run, though. Got to talk about GTR Jacob here for a minute. He's perhaps one of the more quiet guys in the entire league here in Cobra, and he's found his way up into the 4th position, driving that number 20 Toyota. An impressive night for him so far, as you see back there in the background, the 22 of Colleague fan already on pit road for his first stop of the evening. You saw Sharp have a look underneath Blakey T, but he couldn't quite get it to go. Now here comes Blakey T, giving a little bit of a door to the 10 of Freedom Flyer, and he's going to lose a bunch of time here. Put Blakey T to the lead. Sharp's going to go to second. We're side by side here for third. Jacob's going to go ahead and clear him, though, down into turn number 1. And Taddy's gotten back around Mike G. Here comes that 8 car. And following in right behind him is his teammate in the 42, Mopowa Celtics. Top 10 or so bunched up all together here. You're looking and riding on board with the 6th place car of Celtics. It's a tough run so far for the 9 of Long Live the Sauce. Don't know why it took me so long to figure out what his name was. Guess that's just the rust, but you wouldn't expect that from my team for me being my team captain. And you would also expect me to be able to English better. So let's try to work on that, shall we? But it's been a tough night for Sauce already, but it is still early days here in the Dover race here in Cobra. Let's get back up here to the front, though, because we've got quite the group up here at the front of the field. We see Blakey T losing a little bit of time. He's going to fall back into the 4th spot, and that's going to turn the lead over to... You get up there to him. Man, I need to get my stuff together here. Sharp. Sharp is your race leader in the number 11 Toyota. Got his teammate of GTR Jacob there in 2nd, and Celtics has found his way up to 3rd. Taddy still hanging back there in that 4th spot. Blakey T holding back there in 5th. I think they might just be beginning to save a little bit, because it does require that a little bit. You've got to save some laps, and that ultimately could be what the 9 of Sauce is doing, saving some laps here in order to be able to make it to the end of the stage. Here comes Clash, and he's going to dive underneath the 14 of Blakey T, trying to catch up to his teammates there. The 42 of Celtics, the 8 of Taddy. And speaking of which, we've got a change for 2nd here, as Celtics is going to go around Jacob. See if Celtics can run down Sharp, and I think he might just be running Sharp down a little bit here. Going on board with that Credit One Bank number 42 Chevy Camaro. He's had a solid year so far. There's been a couple of races where he's not quite had the finishes he's looking for. He's a lot like Mike G. Both guys have been running up in the top 10 most of the year, but Celtics looking for his first win of the year. Saw his buddy and teammate Clash and get the win last week. We'll see if Celtics can find himself something this week. But it's become, a 4-car breakaway here at the front of the pack. With Sharp, Celtics. It's really a Gorilla Autosport versus Venom. Eclipse and Litsum have kind of drifted back here a little bit. And We've had these two teams come to the forefront. We're going to have Jacob look back underneath Celtics for second. And is he going to clear him? Yes, he will. Just checking the comments section. I'll say it again. Who do y'all have winning this race? Didn't see any comments for that earlier, so I'll ask again. Might have had some people that hadn't filed in yet. But is it Sharp? Is it the current race leader Sharp? Will it be Freedom Flyer? Let me get back to him. He was our pole sitter. He's fallen back just a little bit outside the top 10, but he's kind of hanging in there a little bit. Probably saving his stuff a little bit. Might have had some tough luck, but he's still, he's still around in this race. He might be saving a little bit too. Or do we go with a more league veteran like Blakey T or GTR Mike, the defending team champ Mike, that is? Oh, he's gone around on the front straightaway, and he's spinning. Man, you talk about a commentator curse right there. But he gets it back going. Oh, and you got Kelvin getting into the back of him. Don't know if Kelvin might not have seen him there or what might have happened there, but tell you what, that's tough luck for both of those guys. That's going to give some heavy front end damage to the two of Kelvin. We'll see if Mike comes on in. No, he's going to stick it out. Back up front here, though, it's still Sharp and Jacob. His teammates, his being Mike. Tough night for him so far, but his drivers are 1-2 at this current moment. See if I can figure out. Yeah, there he is, Big Jim. He's starting to catch back up to this lead pack. You can never count him out. Big Jim, perhaps the most consistent driver in this entire league for Lost in the Sauce Motorsports, carrying the torch for him as it stands right now. Trying to see if I could figure out who was sitting there in fifth. It's JCR Clashin. Yeah, so there he comes too. Yeah, we're going to ride with that 24 because he's got it wound up. He's already ran these front four down. So we're going to find out what he can do. He's going to drive up underneath Jacob there for the fourth spot. Let's get up to this battle for the race lead, though, because you have Celtics, who got around Jacob for second, and now he's trying to run down Sharp. We're about to make it to the end of the stage here, I do believe. This might be the last lap, too, in all honesty. No, I believe they still have one more. Excuse me, they have 3 more laps to go. I see Taddy struggling on fuel. I'm not quite sure he's making it to the end. And yes, here he comes. Taddy making it on into pit lane here. As they've taken 2 to go here in the stage. 42 is going to get the wall, though. He might be sputtering a little bit. He might be out of gas. As they're going to navigate around the lap car of Butters. Here comes a bunch of guys into the pit lane. They're pitting with, I believe, 2 laps to go. No, pitting with 1 lap to go. That might be a penalty. That's normally a penalty here in Cobra. We might have to take a look at that as an admin panel, or our admin panel will have to take a look at that. But this is the last lap of the stage here. Does Big Jim have anything for Sharp? They're going to drive it off into 3 and 4. Here comes Jim off of 4. Is he going to dive it in on Sharp? Yes, he is. Give the stage win to Big Jim. Wow. Oh, I see a speeding penalty for Taddy. Oh man, he's going to be a couple of laps down there. This is going to shake the field up in a major, major way here. A lot of chaos there. You had guys that couldn't quite make it to the end on fuel, that had to come in and pit and didn't really have a choice. They chose not to save. However, the first stage win of, or at least the first stage, goes to the 24 of Big Jim. Butter's a lap down. Taddy's a lap down. Kelvin's a lap down. Warpig a couple laps down. Warpig's in this race. I didn't even notice that. Colleague Fan also 3 laps down. Let me catch up to Warpig. Yeah, Warpig driving that number 12 this week for Chewy. Just got called up from the Xfinity Series. I missed that call up. But he's a couple laps down already in that 12 car. Let's get this restart going here. Taddy's going to take the wave around, so will Kelvin. And Butters will get the free pass. Here we go for stage 2. Big Jim's going to lead him down into turn number 1. And that HendrickCars.com number 24 Chevy. Checking them all out behind. You got guys dropping down to the bottom of the racetrack. Not quite sure who that hurt there. Let me see if I can get back there and catch that. See Warpig stuck on the inside lane there. He might be calling it a night early here. Was trying to get back here. Oh yes, it was the 10. The pole sitter of Freedom Flyer got shoved out of the way. And he's all the way in the back of the pack now, but he's still on the lead lap. Got some beating and banging going on here. You got Taddy in it with GTR Mike just a little bit. Couple of team captains, and Taddy's going to be in the inside wall, and that's really going to hurt him. Taking a peek to see if we got any damage there to that number 8, and I don't believe I see any. Meanwhile, back up front, Big Jim in first, got Sharp in second, but take a peek at who's now in the 3rd spot. How about Mike G in the 21? Also have the 19 of P. Cola up to 4th. Got Warpig there on the inside lane. I'm trying to figure out what's going on with that 12 car. But he's just not having the night he wanted. He might just call it a race here. We're going to find out just here soon. But it's Big Jim out in front. Sharp in second, being pressured by the 21 of Mike G. 5th belongs to Blakey T right now, I do believe, at this current moment. It does, and he's got behind him GTR Jacob, who's fallen to 6th. 7th belongs to Draven, who's now jumped up in here. 8th is Marini, I do believe. Yeah, Marini in 8th. You got Derek Coate battling with Clashin for 9th and 10th. Celtics trying to make his way back through. Here comes Drunk Fest. They're all going to dance around Marini there. Picola's going to back out a little bit and start saving more fuel. You might just have to save again in this stage. And with how much Picola's backing on out, I believe we just might have to. That's right. So just taking a peek here at Taddy's stream. And they have 72 laps in this stage. Dover's one of those races in this game where the first stage is significantly shorter than the second stage. So they are going to have to look at a pit stop here, and they just might have to look at potentially 2 stops in this stage. Not quite sure they're going to be able to save enough to make it on 1. Now, I might be wrong, and if somebody in the chat wants to correct me, I'm looking at Taddy's fuel. He's got 30 laps in the tank, and they're coming to 70 to go. So, Taddy, at the very least, is going to have to go on 2 stops here. So we had a change for the lead. Also, a change for second place. Jim's going to drop back to 3rd. Give the lead back over to Sharp, and Mike G's going to follow him there in the 2nd spot. That 21 of Mike G, he's still all over the back of that 11. He's going to dive it into the corner. Yeah, give that lead over to the 21, and welcome to the lead, Mike G. Driving that Quaker State number 21 Menards Ford Mustang. Said the sponsorship's completely weird there, but we're gonna roll with it. And so he's gonna pace the field here at Dover. Sorry, was reading some messages there and got myself caught up. Jim's fallen back even more. I think he's understanding that he might have to consider saving. Blakey T gets around in there for that third spot. Here comes Jacob. He's going to look underneath him for the fourth spot. And Jim's going to go ahead and give it on up. Got the 88 of Cope having a little bit of trouble there as he's going to give up some spots there, racing side by side with his teammate of Drunk Fest. Getting on by is a couple of the Venom guys, the 1 and the 42. That's Clashin and Celtics. You know, I was wondering what happened to all of the Eclipse guys, but dancing his way back up into the 6th spot is Draven. He kind of hung back a little bit there in that first stage, and now he's trying to get some work in here, driving the Busch Light Ford Mustang. Now, what's going on with our pole sitter here? The 10 of Freedom Flyer. He's back here with Marini, and he's lost quite the time already. That restart was not a good one for him. We'll see if he can chase down Mike. Might already be ahead of Mike if we're being honest here. But we do have a full field tonight. I did just notice that. We also had another change for the race lead there, guys. Did you catch that? Sharp back around Mike G for the lead. Blakey T's also gotten around GTR Jacob and moved Blakey T up to third. He's appeared to have saved enough. And here goes Mike G back on Sharp. This is some excellent racing so far. Look who else. Here's Blakey T already shoving his way in there just a little bit. Getting up into that 2nd spot. We've had some pretty good racing here today in the Cup Series. Got, I believe, 63 laps I saw. Here goes Blakey T under Mike G for the race lead. Sharp's going to follow him on through. And Jacob's sitting back there in 4th. They're going to let Big Jim catch up to him, though, a little bit. I believe so. 60 laps to go here in stage number 2. A long, drawn-out stage at Dover. Watching from Big Jim's view, you're going to see GTR Jacob get around the 21 of Mike G there. Yeah, Blakey T pacing the field now here at Dover. So we ride on board with the 11 of Sharp. Got about a 5-car breakaway here at the front of the field. Oh, and we got wrecking. We got cars around. That might throw a caution here. Drunkfest is involved. I saw the one. Did I see the one of Clashin involved in this one? Yes, I did. Do we have no caution on the racetrack? That was multiple cars involved in that one. I didn't quite catch what happened, though. But we're going to stay green here at Dover with 56 laps to go here in stage number 2. You saw a little bit of that on the stream here, guys. Gets the one of Clashin up in the air. Didn't quite catch it unless I just wasn't paying attention, and that might just have been possible. But again, I say a 5-car breakaway here at the front of the field. You got Blakey T leading in the 14. You got Sharp there in second with his teammate GTR Jacob hounding him a little bit there in the 3rd place. And the 4th place belongs to the 21 of Mike G. You got Taddy coming on into pit road. So Mike, GTR Mike that is, he's also down on pit road. Trying to get through the field here just a little bit. Yeah, there's Mike on pit road. But as I was saying, 5th place going to belong to Big Jim at this current time. Change for the lead. Oh, Sharp gives it back to Blakey just a little bit for Blakey moving him up the track a little bit earlier in the race. Blakey T's going to get into it now with the 20 of Jacob. Some contact there between the 14 and a couple of Gorilla guys. And they're catching up to the lap car of Clashin, and I can't believe I'm saying a lap car, but that incident was not good for that number 1 team. And one team might consider pitting here soon. But he's going to jump it up to the high side, put it in the wall just a little bit to try and stay out of the way of the race leaders. But that puts Jacob up to second, but Blakey T's going to, I don't want to say quite walled him, but he did not give him a lot of room there. And so that puts Blakey T back there in second. Jacob's going to hang out in the 3rd spot. Let's get back here to this battle for 4th, though. You got the 21 of Mike G and the 24 of Big Jim. They've fallen off of the front 3 a little bit here, but Jim's going to get around Mike G for 4th. And looking back there to that 6th spot is the 42 of Celtics. Now, he's basically all alone here now. His teammates, Butters and Taddy and Clashin, have not really been up at the front here, or at least they've had incidents that have kept them out of the front group here. Excuse me. As you see Mike G peel off for pit road, but Celtics still flying the flag for Venom right now at this current time. See if I can catch anybody else on pit road. Yeah, there goes the 88 of Derek Cope to pit road. Meanwhile, we're going to have another battle for the race lead here. Blakey T going up against Sharp again for another go at it. Blakey T trying to look. He's looking. Oh, we got cars around. Drunkfest, Mike. Oh, that's going to catch up Blake a little bit here too, and that's a caution. Lots of cars caught up in this one. Midway through the stage here in stage number 2. We're going to have JCR Clashin get right back on the lead lap. He's going to be and make 14, maybe 15 cars on the lead lap if Mike G takes the wave around as he should. Yep, we're going to have 15 cars here on the lead lap. No? Yes. Yes. It'll be 15. It'll be 15. Front row is Sharp and Blakey T here for this restart. Excuse me, we're going to have 16 cars on the lead lap. But here we go. Sharp's going to send it down into turn number 1. Up against Blakey T here. As you see the onboard with Sharp looking back to the rest of the field. Everybody's going to keep it fairly straight. No, we're wrecking. We're wrecking big time. Somebody went around. I couldn't quite tell who it was. It was the 42 of Celtics, it looks like, that went around. But everybody's going to keep it straight? No, we're going to have a caution. I'm not quite sure what happened, if the 42 just lost it or what happened there. They look like they got off of turn 2 pretty good. But the 42 of Celtics spun just before the entrance to turn number 3 there. And he spun it up in front of the field, too. Now, we don't have any cars a lap down, but Taddy there in the 17th spot is 2 laps down, so he's going to get one of those laps back. There's a couple of quick cautions here. Blakey T and Kelvin have stayed out. I believe Mike G might have stayed out just as well. Blakey T is your race leader. It's going to be Kelvin up in that 2nd spot. And that number 2 car, he's going to jump to the high side, but it's Blakey T driving away. You get the 2 of Kelvin in the wall off of 2 just a little bit there. We might be 3 wide into the corner. No, we won't be. We're going to find a way to settle this out here. But Mike G's going to get off with the race lead. Put Sharp there in 2nd. Blakey T still on board with him. He's got the 24 inside of him for that 3rd spot. It's still side by side for the 3rd spot. Move Jim up to that 3rd spot, though, as he clears him up off of 4. There's Blakey T in the 4th spot. And how about Draven already in the 5th spot? But the 21 car, kind of an untimely pit stop and a caution to get, takes the wave around, gets another caution, stays out, and gets the race lead away from everybody else. Got guys all over the place a little bit back there further in the pack, but they're going to keep it straight and straighten it out. But it's the 21 of Mike G with the lead. I see a battle back there for 5th. I did. It's JC Harclashen, who also just recently got back on the lead lap. He was wrecking a couple cautions ago. Or excuse me, about 20-25 laps ago. And now he's back up into the 5th spot. Excuse me, the 4th spot. He gets around Draven. Let me get a lap counter the next time that Taddy goes by. So he's got 35 to go, and he's a lap down, so they've got 34 to go here in stage number 2. We might be having a battle for 3rd brewing here. Clashen's ran down Jim a little bit. Did I see Brinkerhoff jump in? Yes, I did. Brink, welcome in.
Push up the speed here for a second.
Well, so we've got the 21 of Mike G in the lead. Second is Sharp. These two guys have kind of been up front for a majority of the race. Clashin is up in third. He's made his way back after a crash that resulted in no cautions being thrown about 30 laps ago. And he's back up into the third spot. Jim's kind of just been doing Jim stuff up in the top 5 all race long. We've seen some other comers and goers. We've seen, Draven's up in the top 5. He's not really been up in the top 5 all day. Jacobs had some top 5 speed tonight. Taddy is currently a lap down. He was caught up in a wreck. So was the 42 of Celtics. All the Venom guys have been fast. They've just been caught up in wrecks that I'm not quite sure were really their fault.
Well, that's Dover. Run out of room fast, man.
Yes, we do. And our pole sitter looked really strong the first, 15 laps of the race. That being the 10 of Freedom Flyer. He won the Xfinity race this evening. But after that, he's kind of just fallen to the back of the pack, and he's kind of struggled here a little bit. But and I'll tell you what, Brink, even our race leader Mike G here, he's he pitted right before 2 cautions ago, and he got a caution. He was a lap down. He took the wave around, got back on the lead lap, and then we had another caution right away off the restart that involved the 42 of Celtics spinning, and he decided to stay out, and he's had the lead ever since. But he's had to work his way back up too as well. We have 27 to go here in stage 2.
It looks like Sharp's been hanging on to Mike G's rear for a pretty consistent time here.
Yes, he has, and he's kind of fallen back a little bit, but the 14 of Blakey T has also been particularly strong. He's fallen back quite a ways, though, in comparison. I think he might have been caught up by somebody, perhaps, because he's tail into the lead lap.
Usually, there goes the 11. 11
yep.
Going to the lead. I think Mike G gave it to him, honestly.
Well, I wouldn't really. I mean, there's been a lot of give, but also a lot of take. I would say there's been a number of passes for the race lead there, Brink.
Well, like we said, Dover is it can be a one-lane racetrack, but when you have guys running side by side, we just saw Sharp was hanging onto the rear of Mike G, and then Mike G, I think, was a little more of a comfortability factor. I might as well let him go because I don't have to drive in the rearview mirror, so to speak, anymore. He's not losing any time to the 11. And, it's still stage 2 here, so why not just let the 11 get ahead of you here and save your car?
And I'll tell you what, this second stage just felt like eons. You have, a pretty standard length stage 1. But stage 2 at Dover in the Cup Series is like 80 laps. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I don't know when they changed it, but this race in real life on Mike G just lost second place to JCR Flash. The Dover race is twice a year, June and October, were 500 miles, which meant there were 500 laps. And it was a grueling race. You did the Coca-Cola 600, and the following weekend was at Dover. So it was 2 of the longest and grueling races back-to-back on the schedule. And they changed it to 400 miles, and we're doing 200 miles here tonight. But they changed it to 400 miles, and nobody batted an eye. But even fans were like, "Yeah, this is better."
Been a rather quiet night, though, all in all, from Lost in the Sauce Motorsports. Sauce has been away from the lead pack for most of this race. Not necessarily been in really any major incidents, to my recollection, but he's kind of not really had it tonight. Drunkfest, even in his home race, hasn't really had it tonight. In the 48. And the 88's not looked too good either.
I don't know if it's that they don't have it, but things can happen very quickly on those restarts. You run out of room very quickly. Things that aren't really of your doing. And once you get in a certain spot, it's not like this is a draft track. Once you get where you are, it's kind of where you are. And you're kind of hoping to get a caution flag to get bunched back up so you can make another move. But if you get shuffled, it's just tough to catch back up to anywhere near the lead, even if you have a good car.
We've got the 21 of Mike G back on pit road, and if I were him, I'd be wary making a green flag pit stop, because last time he did that, there was a caution the next lap.
Yeah, I thought about that in my race. I was in the ARCA race, and I had to pit early because I had damage, and I was worried for the same reason.
Getting back up here to the leader, it's Sharp, and it's quickly become JCR clashing versus Sharp here for the end of this stage. They're gonna have to pit again though.
He's gonna have a bit of a lap traffic here to deal with if he doesn't go down pit road soon. It's Butters up there, the number 3 car making the first cup start here for Venom Racing. Guy had 1 ARCA start and he's already in cup.
He also started the Xfinity race too.
Oh, he did? I didn't know he did both. Look at that. Sharp's coming up on him though. Butter's not giving Sharp a whole lot of room. He's pretty much running his line, making Sharp, have to go lower, and then the 3 gets in the wall over off turn 4. That'll make the pass easy down in turn number 1. But that also makes the 11 take a not natural line, a lower line into the turn.
Now here's the curious part. You got a couple guys up here battling. It's the 48 of Drunkfest, the 14 of Blakey T. How hard are they going to fight to stay on the lead lap here? And also, if you're Tatty, you do not want to see this. He's already lost out to Butters being a lap down.
There was a car. See, that's how you give room for the leader.
We got 16. Here's something curious. We have 15 to go in the stage. Tatty has 11 laps of fuel, so even Tatty himself can't make it, and he's a lap down.
Oh, the 2 pit. Sorry, I mean the 2 pit. That's why, and he just pushed tires and went right back around the car.
Draven's on pit road.
JCR Clash is the guy you got to worry about if you're Sharp, and he hasn't pit yet. But if JCR Clash were to pit this lap or next, and Sharp doesn't, he's gonna get around. JCR will get around Sharp. You said Mike G pit. He's still back there in 3rd. I don't know if he's a lap down. As Draven comes out of that pit.
Yeah, he's a lap down.
Okay. They came out right. They're probably 2 laps down. So the Dover, they pretty much went 2 laps. Which is why it's extra important to not get caught on a yellow flag, like you were saying. Because almost anywhere else, if you're at Michigan or Atlanta, you'll lose a lap. And then if you're that first car, you'll get that lap back. But here, if you lose 2 laps, and there's a good chance you're not going to be the first one a lap down.
Draven's going to get a lap back here.
Yes, he is. Sharp's going to give him room. Mike G's going to follow suit. But that's going to allow JCR Clash to catch up a little bit to Sharp here.
I still think both are going to have to pit, though.
Yeah, but who pits first? That's the guy with the advantage. JCR is kind of coming down low in the 11. He's making a pass.
He's got the run.
He's going to pinch him at turn 4, but he still maintains that run, and he's going to beat him to the start-finish line. The number 1 goes to the top spot.
You got Blakey T still hanging on to that lead lap.
Well, Sharp's car has clearly gone away here in the late run. I'm surprised he's not the first one to hit pit road, especially since he lost that spot to Clash. If he would have went down pit road that time, again, I don't know the strategy they're working on, but if he went that time, he's going to come out when it all cycles through ahead of the 1. As it stands, the 21 is going to have a vast lead on both these guys.
Got a question asking where Clashin is. Right now, Clashin's your race leader, but he might have to pit.
Blakey T's a lap down, of course. Sharp is catching up to him. So that's not for position with the number 14 car.
Yeah, he's battling this number 11 that I'm on board with. Yeah, here comes Sharp down pit lane.
So that will give him the advantage on the number 1 car for sure, should he not get a speeding penalty here, which he doesn't look like he did. But again, the 21, remember, he came out pretty far behind the 1 and the 11, and now he's ahead of them, and they're pitting. So the 21 is going to have quite a lead on both these guys. 42 is also coming up pit lane.
We got the 12 of Warpig coming down pit.
Gator Mike coming off pit road. I got scared. I thought he lagged out.
Got some contact between the 21 of Mike G and the 20 of GTR Jacob. There's been a fair amount of contact up towards the front. Taddy's pitting.
Ooh, the 20 hit the wall, too, off that turn.
The current race leader is the 24 of Big Jim.
There he is in the HendrickCars.com Chevrolet.
That might put Pete Cola there in second.
By the way, with the rumor that Honda's coming into NASCAR and that Tony Stewart Racing is going to pick up on Honda, I want to throw it out there in the universe. Do not be surprised, maybe not right away, but if Honda does become a player here in NASCAR, that Hendrick doesn't actually run Honda.
Frankie Racing, we are in the middle of a pit cycle, so when Taddy gets back out, I will tell you who's leading. Sorry to interrupt you there.
Leader, he still is. No, it's fine. If Jim was the leader, he probably still is. He hasn't come down pit lane yet. And it's kind of crazy, you know, judging. Remember, we're running 50% race length. We have ×2 tire wear. So pit strategies generally within a lap or two, wherever we go. Here at Dover, we've seen these guys. They've been pitting for 10 laps.
Nope. Your race leader right now is the 19 of Picola Gator.
Oh, so he made a move on Jim. He took the lead.
Yep. We have 3 to go, I believe it is, in the stage.
These guys are staying out, trying to get the stage win.
Yep, they just took 2 to go. Believe they just took 2.
Racetrack in front of that 19, so he really has nothing to worry about. Just stay off the wall, keep it straight, and you're going to take this stage to win.
He's got Jim back there behind him, though. Does Jim have anything for him?
I don't think Jim does, honestly. Jim's fighting a pretty tight entry just by the look of it. I could be wrong, of course. He has a good entry into 1, but if you watch him go into 3, Cola doesn't lose to him into 3. Or he has it for a few laps. We'll see how it goes this time around. Yeah, coming off of turn 2, Cola had the advantage. Well, that time the 24 drove it in pretty hard. Coming off the corner. Oh, the 24 got a big run, right into the rear of the 19. That's the white flag.
Yeah, he's out.
Oh,
the 19's out. That was the finish?
That was the finish.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That was the finish.
I don't know. It was pretty close for the finish. I think the 19 got it, though.
But the master of save gets it done. Pete Colligator.
Saving Marlin?
Yeah, saving Marlin. It's going to try and get results here. Taddy is 3 laps down. So is Mike. You got Jacob is 2, Draven's 2, Kelvin's 2, Freedom Flyers 2, Braves is 1, Clashin's 1, Mike G's a lap down, Butters is a lap down. Just trying to see who else is a lap down. Celtics is a lap down, Sharp's a lap down, Drunkfest is a lap down, and Blakey T. 4 cars made it to the end of that stage. It was Picola, Big Jim, Marini, and Sauce all made it to the end.
Think about those guys that need to stay out to get one of those 2 laps back. Because there's a lot of guys that are going to be 2 laps down.
But most people are pitting, I'm noticing.
Right, and everybody pretty much does need to pit. Like, not pitting isn't really something you want to do. Somebody did pit during that last lap there. I don't know who that was, but that was illegal. So long as that guy pitched this time around, shouldn't have a problem. But we'll take a look at who that was. Let's see them coming out.
Yeah, it is a fuel race, but that was the end of the stage. We have one more stage to go.
I don't know who did it. It looks like Freedom Flyer, but I could be wrong. I can't tell who that. Oh, is it Clashing? That might have been JCR Clashing, actually. Well, we'll have to look at that tape after the race, see if he pit again. Either way.
Big Jim is your race leader here as we start the final stage of action here from Dover.
Judging by his position on track, I think Flashing did pit again. He was the last car out there.
And Brink, we've got the bots going strong there in the chat.
I'm not even watching our YouTube.
But Big Jim, currently the race leader. Sauce falling back quickly off that restart. And a lot of scrambling for position here. Because here's the deal with this, Brink. There's still a number of people who are at least one lap or multiple laps down that are trying to get laps back.
Yeah, and that's what it's going to be the rest of this race. You know, guys are going to race hard because honestly, a few of them are going to want to see caution flags. And as long as they don't get mixed up in it, but that's all they have left for some of these guys. How many guys are on the lead lap? Do you know?
I don't have any idea, but I do know that Big Jim and Picola and Sauce and Marini are all on the lead lap. That's for sure. Those four. So the 24, the 19, the 41, and the 9 are all on the lead lap, despite where they might be racing. And I think 5th was Drunkfest, so maybe Drunkfest is on the lead lap for sure.
He might be the guy that got his lap back, yeah.
I think it was Drunkfest that was in 5th.
Well, you say you're on Jim's, right? But he's not looking on the standings, I think. Yeah, Jim, help us out. Put the standings on, dude.
Yeah. Jim and or Taddy, if you're listening, I don't know if you'll know who's on the lead lap or not. I don't know that you have the opportunity to show us that since you're in 17th, but we would love to know who all's on the lead lap.
Marini, too. You could do it.
Yeah, Marini. Yeah, Marini, if you're listening, that would be great.
He's in 4th, but he's towards the end of the pack. In fact, Gator Mike is ahead of him, but he's 18th, however many laps down. This year, Clashin is now in 4th as Marini drops to 5th.
So
Freedom Flyer is 15th.
So Clashin must have stayed out.
Well, no, Clashin pit early. He pit with 2 laps to go.
No, okay. Okay.
Well, under 2. He might have pit with 1 lap to go. But yeah, so that's why I'm curious if he had pit again, which I think will save him from a penalty after the race. But if he pit at the 2 lap or 1 lap to go on the stage, and doesn't pit again during the stoppage, the green flag there, then he's going to end up with a penalty. That's just the rules, man. It's an unfair advantage to try and do that.
But that happened back at the end of the first stage too. There were a number of drivers that pitted with 2 laps to go.
Well, I mean, again, if they pit again after
But that's what I don't know.
Right, we don't know. But then you'll have a bunch of guys with a penalty if that's the case. There's a reason that rule's in place, and that rule is in place in almost any league you go into. And part of the reason is it's an unfair advantage to guys who did pit, say, with 5 or 10 laps to go. And now they're 1 or 2 laps down, or you got to pit with 1 lap to go, and you're fresh tires, and you don't lose the lap and get up towards the front. It's an unfair advantage. I believe NASCAR has the rule itself as well, don't they?
I believe so.
Right. Well, Marini's in 5th, but he's like way off the field here. I don't know if he got shuffled back, but he looks like the last guy on the lap. That's why I mentioned it. Oh, here you go. Yeah. Blakey T is in 3rd. Clashin's in 4th. Oh, Marini is with it. Sauce is in 6th, but he's a lap down, it looks like. Well, he might be on the... Actually, Sauce might be the end of the lead lap. You can get the camera on him and see where he is in the field. Sharp is probably a lap down. He's in 7th.
Him and Mike G just drove right around Big Jim. And Celtics.
Lap again, yeah.
Celtics is a lap down too, I think.
Well, that's the tail end of the lead lap, those 3 cars. My guess. I mean, maybe one of them's more than a lap down, but I don't know where Sauce. Oh, there's Sauce. Sauce is in the middle of nowhere, but I do believe he's probably on the lead lap at least.
He's got some damage to the front end of that car.
Oh, not on my screen. He's perfectly fine for me.
Probably from earlier stuff.
NASCAR heat physics, baby.
Taddy's trying to get a lap back as well. I believe he did.
Clashin is on the lead lap, so that would probably make him 2nd place. Yeah, Taddy did. Taddy and Blakey got around Big Jim. Now Picola Gator racing for position.
That's second place, but they have JCR Clash and running them down in third.
Taddy's still a number of laps down, though, so...
So you got one of them back. That's it. Yellow
Got
flag
68
here,
to
help
go.
those guys out.
I wish we could better tell you guys the order of the field here, but as far as I know, it's Big Jim with the lead, and second belongs to P-Cola. Third is Clash, and I do believe.
Derek Cope's driving an 88 car this week. He's in fourth? He might be a lap down, but I think he might be in fourth. No, he's a lap down, because, yeah, never mind. I'm trying to get it together.
Yep, we're trying.
Take what the game gives us. Drunkfest trying to make a move on the 88. The field is getting strung out again.
Taddy, if I can see how many laps down you are, that would be great. If it's 2 or 3, I think it's 2.
P-Cola is your leader, by the way. JCR Clash is now in second. Big Jim.
P-Cola? You mean Big Jim?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, yeah. I'm looking at it on the standings on the screen that I have here, and it's just showing third place at the top. I just put that in the lead.
We have 63 to go, because Taddy's 2 laps down.
Oh, so P-Cola's in third.
P-Cola's got to be second, behind Big Jim.
I don't... Oh, Taddy's around, and he's selected a couple of guys. Clashing is one of them. We have a yellow for that.
Yeah, we're going to have a yellow for that.
Yeah, there it is. All right, so Blakey T has been your leader. We thought he was getting his lap back. He got the lead. Cola's in second. Jim's in third. Flashing's in fourth. Mike Marini's in fifth. Sixth is Sauce. Seventh is Celtics. Mike G's in eighth. Ninth is Sharp. And getting your lap back, ladies and gentlemen, the number 88 of Derek Cope. So we'll have 10 cars on the lead lap. Unless somebody else doesn't fit and gets the lap back. Give it to Butters. He's got 1 lap down. He's in 12th.
Keeping his nose clean, or at least trying to.
But everybody from 13th on back, if I haven't said anyone's names, they're 2 or more laps down. Drunkfest is also 1 lap down. Anybody else I have not mentioned is 2 or more laps down right now.
Blakey T stays out. He'll be your race leader here as we're ready to kick it off again.
So 10 cars on the lead lap. Blakey T, P-Cola, Gator battling side by side up at the front. Tough here at a turn 2. On the restart, Blakey T's going to maintain the lead. And P-Cola and Big Jim are going to get in line just behind them.
I believe it's 58 to go.
The red car just fought up high, though. First 3 and 4. You cannot get down. Cannot get the grip you want. Who is that, the 4? Is that the Raven?
If it's a red car, it's very likely he's in that bush light. Number 4.
No, that was Marini. That's Mike Marini, who's still hung up high. He's losing all those top 5 positions now. He's behind Clashing. Tagged off the wall. Somebody, a blue car, kind of got underneath him. That might have been Sauce, actually.
Yeah, I believe it was.
It was a light touch, but the 41 got in the wall. The 9 did back off, but I think that's the 48 at Drunkfest was took the advantage there.
Going to the lead.
We're on the back straightaway. Back straightaway, we got a big wreck. We are going under yellow again.
Colleague and Kelvin.
Well, I tell you, if you just pick and you're 2 or more laps down, stay out.
Drunkfest back to the lead lap.
You guys are 3 laps down. Gator Mike is 3 laps down. Raven is 2 laps down. Freedom Flyer, your pole sitter is 2 laps down. Jacob is the first car 2 laps down.
And what has happened to Jacob here? He was up in the top 5 there the first half of this race.
It's pit sequence, man. It's very easy if you don't have the pit strategy. You know, you saw Cola and a few of those guys stay out late. Everybody got hung up a lap or more down. And it's really easy to get in that predicament. Here at Dover, especially. Bristol, Martinsville. It's tougher here at Dover, though, because it is a bigger track than the short tracks. But not quite a mile and a half size, you know what I mean? 22-second lap time is the same lap time as Martinsville.
Sorry, we're going back racing here again, and I believe it's Sauce with the race lead. No, it's Big Jim.
Stayed out.
It's Big Jim.
The sauce would have stayed out. So we got 11 cars on the lead lap. We think. Well, Mike Marini is just having a tough time with his restart. Finally got down. He's in 8th in that red number 41 car. Well, everybody stayed off the wall that time out of turn number 4, but keep an eye on that field and the mid-pack on back. Still side by side back there. The leaders are coming single file, but Mike G, trying to get underneath the 42 of Mo Power Celtics, almost gave up the space to JCR Clash and Blakey T behind him.
I believe we got 51 coming to 50 to go here. Yep, that was 50 to go, I believe. Which will mean we'll have one more green flag pit stop.
And if Pete Cola doesn't try to make a move here on Big Jim, he's going to end up running away with it. I'm just going to make that call now. If Big Jim doesn't get a challenge from Cola or from Celtics or something, Cola went high, he's giving up the position. But if Celtics or somebody doesn't get up here on the 24 car, everyone's going to be racing for second.
Yeah, but here's my thing, though, is they're all going to have to pit anyways. So at some point, I think people are going to start backing off and saving as much as they can, so that they can stay out as long as possible in the hope they get a caution. So he might start saving just a little bit here.
So this is why Dover's a love-hate for a lot of guys, right? It's a good track to run. It's a fun track to run. It's not a draft track, so it takes a lot of skill here to be consistent and to be fast. However, you can have a really good car and just get in a bad spot, and there's nothing you can do about it. So there's a lot of luck that comes into play here. And like Big Jim being at the front at the right time, that was a bit of luck.
Yeah, but he's going to have a challenger here in a second.
Well, I've been watching the 42 close in on him as I was speaking. But that's what the rest of this field needs to happen. They need the 42 and the 24 to start battling for this lead. So, but here's the other thing I was going to say. If you are, say you're somebody who's just really fast, but you don't have great pit strategy, or you're wearing your tires faster than most, well, it doesn't matter how much faster you are during the race. It's going to be a long green flag run. You're going to end up getting screwed. I think that's kind of what happened to Jacob here. I can't say for sure, obviously, but you're a fast car and you end up 2 laps down. You probably pit before everybody, and other guys didn't need to pit. So taking care of your equipment really does matter here at Dover.
Take a peek, though, here at who's danced his way back up to the 3rd spot despite all the crazy action we've had here in Stage 3. Mike G.
One other thing I've noticed that Big Jim has over these guys, watch him go on, show everybody the camera, go on the 24 and look backwards at the field. And just look at how the rest of the field in the center of the corner, especially 1 and 2 here, how they lose a little bit because they just can't, they don't have the same line, the same grip as the 24 car. Cat is the only one here that's been able to kind of maintain, but the 21, the 1, everybody else behind him has, in turns 3 and 4, and in 1 and 2 especially, right in the middle, just don't have the speed maintained there.
Got another trip to pit road for the 22 of Colleague Fan.
Yeah, I've seen him on pit road a couple times, so sitting there during the last run. Not sure what's going on with the Pennzoil team. But see, now Cat has a little bit of a lower line here, but he gains on the 24. But then he can't keep that run because there's a car in front of him. So the 42 has to let off, or at least burp the accelerator, and there the 24 just taking his line away.
We have our first DNF of the night, I do believe. The 2 of Kelvin has called it a night.
Black Bear Racing there.
It's been a tough night in general for them.
Clash is rated back to 3rd. Mike G has fallen to 6th. Here comes the 42 down low on Big Jim in turn number 1. That's going to put Big Jim up high. The 42's got to clear him by the turn's end, or the 24 might have the momentum off the corner. Side by side down the back straightaway. Mo Power Cat maintains the lead into turn 3. The 24 is going to back off and just give it to him. Now we got the 1 battling for 2nd place. The 24 almost hits the wall. Real tight there off the corner.
Here comes Venom out of nowhere. The 42 and the 1 teammates of Venom Motorsports. Or excuse me, of Venom Racing. Jumping up to the top 2 spots.
And there's an example as you see Big Jim kind of losing a little bit of ground here. Big Jim obviously looked like one of the best cars leading this race, and as soon as he gets out off the regular line, now these guys have the momentum on him. He's going to end up at the tail end of this line here. Excuse me.
But the race leader right now is Mo Palace Celtics. Trying to get a lap counter here. Excuse me, 38 to go. Tell you what, this has been quite the race.
Yeah, but the second half that I've been able to watch so far has been pretty good. Guys are battling up front, and that's what you want to see. Top five, that's pretty close together. Anybody here can win the race if you're on the lead lap. Now, how hard will the one battle his teammate for the lead? My guess is not very.
They're going to have to pit again, so it's going to come down to the pit stop.
So it would benefit those two guys to just stay in line and try to keep the 14 and the 11 behind them.
Yes.
But the top six, and don't forget Picola's in the 7th. Just a little bit off these guys. And based on
their teammates are going to race for the lead here, though. Here comes clashing underneath Celtics in the 42 there. Sharp is not quite going to get the run underneath him, though.
Yeah, that almost gave the window to the 11 or the 14. I think because the 11 and the 14 also had a mini battle there that prevented them from getting under the 42. So I think Venom Racing kind of lucked out on that. I don't think that was a real wise move by the number one. Could have cost his team more. And, those guys you mentioned earlier taking care of their equipment, Pete Cole is definitely one of those guys. He does have to pit, but we'll see how he pits because he could play the opposite strategy this stage. He could pit before everybody else and then come out ahead of them.
As the field comes up on the lap car of Butters. Butters keeps it to the top. Got this front pack of 6.
I'm telling you, Cola's a part of that pack. He hasn't lost any more time to these guys. He's just been maintaining his speed, keeping his car clean. Something's brewing with that 19 car, man.
It's that Dover power for them.
Well, I've seen Cola race for more than 2 years now, and I've never not seen him good at Dover. I will give him that.
See if I can get a number of laps here. $30 to go. 30. Assuming Taddy's still 3 laps down. I think he is.
Probably still 3. And nobody that's been that deep in the field has been getting any laps back, unfortunately. Because they all have to pit when the cautions come out.
Yes, 3. He's still 3. So 20. They're gonna be coming to 28 to go. Oh, the 42 has a little bit of trouble there off of 4. It's gonna bunch up the 11 and the 14.
The second time I've seen him do that. Although the first time he almost hit the wall. That time he did make contact.
Is Jim pitting? I think Jim's pitting.
He's not a bad idea. You're cutting the stage in half, and I'm telling you, he's going to be ahead of all these guys. Don't be surprised to see any of these top 6 or 7 go down this very lap. because Jim just went down. If every lap they stay out, they will lose more time for Big Jim.
They're staying out, every one of them.
Well, it's definitely going to be interesting to see how this works out.
All 6 of them. That's to include the 19.
Right. And my Marini, and I believe Eric Cope are hanging back about 8th and 9th now.
Ooh, Clashin's going to pit. The 1 car is in.
Now, Sharp is just to go out and get it kind of guy. He's going to run the car down. He'll pit when it's necessary. Blakey T's kind of the same. Low Power Cat can't really speak on. I don't know him that well. I'm racing with him for a few months now.
It's Celtics, not Cat.
My bad. Mixed them up. Here comes Mike G.
Yep, that's going to leave. I guess, did P-Cola P-Cola also pitted?
So the 24 and the 1 are riding together, I think. Unless that was the 10. That was the 10. They look similar this week.
So there's still 3 cars out on the racetrack here. The 11, the 42, and the 14, and that's who I'm following at this current moment. They're going to stay out for yet another lap here.
Grayling's pitting. There goes the 20. He's pitting. Which almost took out Long Live the Sauce just in front of him. Just when the 20 went down.
They're going to be coming to 23 laps to go. Here comes Sharp.
So the 1 was able to stay out ahead of the 24. It looks like the 1 took 2 tires. That's the other thing, is how many of these guys are going to take 2 tires, how many are going to take 4. I think Jim took 4. I think Clashy took 2. In fact, I think Mike G took 4.
Here comes Celtics and Blakey T, I do believe. Ooh, Blakey T got in there awfully hot. We're going to have to find out to see if he gets a speeding penalty or not. And we're also going to check to see who the race leader is.
I'm assuming when it cycles through, that Clashy will have this lead.
The 48 of Drunk Fest is your current race leader. With 21 to go.
And he's going to want to stay out as long as he can, hope for caution. That's his best bet.
Yep, he's staying out for the moment.
Yeah, I think everybody's taking 4 tires because Clashin is blowing by as they're coming off the pit lane. The guy's even running with. It looks like Clashin went with 2 and nobody else is at this point.
20 to go.
So we'll have to see. I mean, the 1 will have the lead. They'll have a big lead. We'll have to see how long, how he'll be able to maintain that lead with the 2-tire stop.
Here comes P-Cola back around to get another lap. He's going to be coming to 19 to go. Is he going to come into pit? I believe he's going to come in and pit. Yes, here he comes into pit. Cope is also pitting. Taddy's also pitting.
Man, if I was many laps, I mean, I guess it'd be tough to say because you're still racing for some positions, but it wouldn't be a bad idea to just stay out and hope for a caution if you're, 2, 3 laps down.
Yeah, but Taddy had 1 lap of fuel left.
Gotcha. So that wasn't staying out would not have been good for him.
No, it would not.
So I've been on the 1 car of JCR Clashing. Again, we're assuming a 2-tire stop for him. The 12, who came out behind him, that's Chewy, right?
The 12 is Warpig this week.
So Warpig, he obviously took 4 tires. He is catching the 1. And I know that he's not on the lead lap, but he is catching the 1 car. I do believe that Mike G, who leads the next set of cars, is
Marini
also
and Sauce are in to pit road. So they must have stayed out a little bit longer as well.
So Clash in here is definitely losing a bit of time. I'm not sure that 2-tire stop was the smartest move.
Marini is currently the race leader on pit road.
Right now there's a battle for whatever position it is, but it's between the 21 and the 24, and the 24 got it, so did the 42, the 21. Mike G ended up behind both those cars. So now Big Jim is the lead guy chasing down JCR Clashing.
Yep. Clashing is the race leader now.
And I don't think he's going to be there for long. We got 15 or so laps to go, I think.
Let's see. How many laps down are you, Tatty, if you're watching?
Oh, the 42 making a move on Big Jim here in turn number 1. As we have Mike Marini coming off pit lane. Mike Marini may have also taken a 2-tire stop.
Are you still 3 laps down, Tatty? Yes, he's 3 laps down. Almost 4. He's almost 4 laps down.
Marini swung high and gave room to the leaders. I do believe that was a 2-tire stop. There's no way he could 4.
Believe that there is 14 to go.
Well, the 42 is going to be the first guy to make a move on his teammate. Albeit his teammate, but Mo Power Celtic is making a move for the lead here. Going into turn number 3, the 1 car does not have the grip anymore. He does not have the off-the-corner speed. There goes 24 by him for second. And you know, that was...
Go ahead.
It was just a weird risk to take from a guy who was running in the top 3 consistently, and he pit first, so that already gave him an advantage, but now you see it's not an advantage whatsoever, because he's not even going to be able to stay with these guys. He's going to just lose more position as Pico the Gator catches up to him. So it was just an unnecessary risk taken by the number 1 car.
Yes, it was. So that's going to give the lead on over to Celtics. It's going to put Big Jim in second. Then you have quite the battle ensuing for 3rd place here, I believe, between Mike G and Blakey T.
Yes, and I think I'm looking in the back. You confirm. I think Derek Cope. I think Derek Cope got around Pico the Gator, and that would put him 6th.
That would put Cope in 6th?
If that's the right car, I think it is. I haven't switched off my position.
They just took 10 to go. Ten laps to go here from Dover. And Celtics is dancing away from Jim a little bit here. Is Jim saving his stuff, you think?
There's no saving at this one. You got to go. There's no saving. And the 88, Derek Cope, is in 6th, and he's running down JCR Clashing. So you can see Derek Cope get a top 5 here, potentially. As we're coming down, winding down the laps here at Dover. Dover, Delaware.
So they're on 9 to go. Coming to, I believe, 8 to go. Yep,
yeah,
8
Celtics
to go.
Has got this in the bag. Oh, the 88 got loose. He was trying to lap Warpig, and he was low off the corner, and he just lost his grip. He should catch the 1, but maybe they're starting to even out as we've gone deep into the run. Warpig is just in the 88's way at this point.
I believe 7 to go here now.
The battle will be for 3rd, as Mikey tries to make a move on Big Jim. Oh, the 1 got real loose off turn number 2. And the 88's catching him, so that's going to be a battle for a top 5. Big team implications there as well.
6 to go, I believe, here from Dover Downs.
And the 88 has caught the 1. They're going to move into turn number 3. That's going to give Derek Cope a top 5. As the 1 does fight back on the high side.
5 to go here from Dover.
Oh, the 88 lost his grip, and the 1's going to pull away now. He'll maintain that 5th position. Does he have time? Does the 88 have time to get back towards a 5th place finish?
We've had a change in the top. Well, at least 2nd, 3rd, and 4th has changed. Blakey T has jumped up into 2nd. And Big Jim sitting in 3rd with Mike G in fourth. We are coming to 3 to go.
And Derek Cope is passing the number 1 off turn number 4, and that puts the 88 Camaro in 5th place.
Here he comes off turn number 4. He's going to see the white flag next time by. 2 laps to go for Mopawa Celtics. He's going to dance it off into turn number 1. He appears to still be just a little bit loose here as he drives it down the back straightaway for the penultimate time as he drives it into 3 and 4. He's not going to have any pressure from Blakey T. Off of turn number 4, the white flag is out for the 42 of Mopawa Celtics. His teammate got it done last week. JCR clashing at Chicagoland. He's looking to back his teammate up with another win here for Venom Racing as he heads down the back straightaway for the final time. Down into turns 3 and 4. There is no pressure out behind. We're going to send the Credit One Bank Chevy Camaro of Mopawa Celtics. Off turn number 4 into victory lane goes the 42.
Good job, Mopawa Celtics. You know, good job by this entire top 5 here. Each of them really deserve that finish.
So we're going to get our top 3 in here, and the driver of the day, I mean, come on, it has to be Derek Cope, right? For his top 5. We got to get him in here.
For that late charge, yeah, you got to get Derek Cope in here for that 5th place finish. I was watching a lot of that battle. It was really the only battle for a minute there.
Oh, Derek Cope was a lap down.
Oh, no way.
He was a lap down.
He got his lap back earlier. I didn't know he went back a lap down.
So Mike G, just get the top 4 in here. Mike G, driver of the day, or who do we want to give it to? So the top 10 results, Mopawa Celtics, Blakey T there in 2nd, Big Jim 3rd, Mike G 4th, Clash in 5th, P. Cola 6th, Drunkfest 7th, Sharp 8th. So those were the 8 that finished on the lead lap. Sauce is going to get credited with 9th, and Freedom Flyer, the pole sitter, rounds out the top 10.
So yeah, I guess just get the top 4 then. Give it to, driver of the day goes to the Celtic.
11th goes to GTR Jacob. 12th is Marini. 13th goes to Cope. 14th is Draven. 15th is Butters. 16th goes to Tatty. GTR Mike there in 17th. And then tough day for Black Bear Racing. You got Warpig in the 12 and 18th. Colic Fan in the 22 and 19th. Kelvin in the 2 and 20th. So 3 of the 4 Black Bear cars round out our field tonight.
And I was just going to say, the fastest lap went to JCR Clash.
Got it. Yes, so we can give driver of the day to Celtics. I'm cool with that. And I'll let you do the interviews today.
Oh, don't do that.
Yes, the interviews are yours.
I missed half the race.
You sure? You sure? You watched enough?
I got a question each. You choose one too. We can. Big Jim is here. He finished in 3rd. We can just start with him.
Yeah, I'll jump back and get Jim real quick. Let me get to his car. William Byron.
Do you have a copy, Big Jim?
Big Jim, do you have a copy?
I'm here.
So look, you had a, from what I saw from towards the end of stage 2 and on, you had one of the top cars in the field. But, you know, as per usual, you were, you know, taking care of your stuff. You weren't being too aggressive anywhere out on the track. But down the stretch there, you had a good lead. Only the 42 looked like that he could keep up with you. Was it a slip up? Did he get underneath you? What happened that, you know, ended up giving the 42 the pass?
Strategy. It was all strategy. That got beat really bad on strategy tonight. The first two stages we had down pat. It was all just, save enough to make it to the end. I finished first and second in the stages. But that final run, I had the impression that everyone was going to be going all the way, running it dry, and then taking 2 tires at the end. So I was like, all right, I'll pit earlier. I'll short pit. I'll take 4, and I'll blow past these guys. But I forgot that this is Cobra. This is where drivers use their brains, and everyone decided to do the whole 4-tire strategy. So I pitted early on that. Everyone saw it. They said, all right, time to come down. And when they did, they had 2 lap fresher tires on me. Not much I could have done. I would have needed a rocket ship, and as much as Litsum gives me rocket ships, that one kind of escaped me.
Gotcha. Well, all right. So we said a lot during the broadcast that strategy was going to be a huge part of it, and it does suck for us because we don't exactly know how you guys are doing it. But when you did make that pit stop, I did say that a few of those guys in the top 5 needed to follow you into the pit, and a bunch of them took more than a few laps to do so. But Celtics and JCR Clashing did pit pretty much around with you, so that's why
a little bit later. That was the key. Was they pitted just a few laps later, and they had. It's just crazy what the tire fall off is at Dover. Like you'll think that it'll all be around the same speed and 5-lap bracket, but no, it changes huge. There's about a 10th difference if you pit like 1 or 2 laps later than a guy. So big props to Celtics and Blakey on using that strategy to perfection.
We're pretty sure that Clashing took 2 tires on this pit stop, which was not in the call at all.
No, it was not.
All right, so Blakey T, welcome, podium finisher. You had a strong car too. We saw you get to the lead briefly, but you were basically like a 3rd place car, ended up 2nd place. So tell us how you did it.
Man, I had a pretty good long-run car in that last pit stop. We just had the slowest one, I think, out of everybody that was in the front there at the end, and I just couldn't catch the 42. It was bad. I was overdriving the thing, and then I thought, well, I got 24 behind me. He's going to take advantage of that if I don't, if I keep pushing too hard. So I had to just kind of accept I was getting 2nd, but I was trying. Oh, that car was so good on the long runs, but I had to save gas too. So it was a roller coaster of emotions. So many.
Well, good. I mean, good job getting 2nd place. You shouldn't, be down on that. I know it's not quite what you wanted, but to get that car onto the podium, good job. Good job. Especially because you were pitting. I think in stage 2, did you stay out the whole time? Were you one of those guys?
I stayed out the whole entire time.
Right. So that was obviously uber important. We watched a lot of fast cars go 2 laps down at that point. So that not only did that separate you guys as far as speed from everybody, but that separated you from laps. So that was the easiest way to stay ahead of them.
Yeah, I thought we had it in the bag, and then we had a caution there. I don't know what happened. And I was like, well, there goes everything. So we just kind of had to just race normal again. So I was feeling pretty confident with only 5 people on the lead lap. So, but yeah, we managed to get 2nd. Man, I want that one. I'm so excited. In a couple of weeks to go to Iowa. That is my favorite track on this game. So I just got to hold on, get a good finish here at Homestead, and then off to Iowa, where we can possibly get a win. Finally.
I'll chime in here real quick. Hi, Blake. Hi, buddy. How are you today?
What are you doing, man? What's going on?
I don't know, just broadcasting this race here. But yeah, so talk about the whole concept of pitting and praying to God that you don't get a caution, because we saw a lot of people lose laps and not really be able to get them back, and just talk about how the mindset works, and perhaps you can speak for everybody in here that raced tonight on that.
Well, I feel my heart goes out to the ones that did get a lap down and multiple laps down there. I just had to do something I'm not used to doing, and that's just saving, going from like 1st to 14th or whatever. And I was just hoping, saving as much as I could, and we managed to hold on to that 2nd stage. 1st stage, I can't remember where he finished, but yeah. Gosh, that was, like I said, roller coaster of emotions. I was kind of nervous there. But then when I seen that, when I crossed the line, it said 1 to go, and I knew I was the first one on the lap down. I just started booking it, and I got past the other two guys that were saving. So I put myself in the best position there. So obviously, when the third stage happened, I was the only one left on the lead lap besides the other four ahead of me. So I had to play mind games and use my brain for once. So yeah, we had fun.
Well, yeah, congratulations. Well, okay, so I'll go ahead and jump us over to our winner. Mo Palace Celtics, I believe your first win here in Cobra, is that correct?
Yeah, I believe so.
And how about that? You follow up your teammate to victory lane, getting your teammate Clash and getting the win last week. You getting the win this week. I'm telling you, bud, you were going to get an interview anyways because you were impressive all night. You were going to get driver of the day, but you're getting driver of the day even winning this race. Talk to me about this race. It's a grueling race, especially that second stage being ultra long. Tell me about your car today. You seem to really have it wound up at the right times.
Yeah, I mean, for the race, I mean, I wasn't having fun until the last 25 laps. But we were caught a lap down. I'm pretty sure in both stages from all the fuel stuff. Because I know when me and Clash were talking, we weren't saving any fuel. I mean, we were just letting it run. And I knew that I couldn't really tell with all the guys saving if the car was really good, but once we got into stage 3 and got on the lead lap after all those cautions, I stayed with Jim a little bit, and then I actually made the pass on him. And I kind of at that point I knew as long as we get in the pits properly and get it out, we'll either get a top 3 or we'll win the race. And luckily Clash and he did take 2 tires, so that helped us out a lot. But we'll take it.
Yeah, so you were battling your teammate there for a second, and we actually, I thought, well, that was a bad idea because you guys could have been screwing each other out of a possible race win, ergo, team points. But yeah, I guess Clash accidentally took 2 tires. We thought it was a strategy. It was not. He didn't know, basically. But so yeah, you like I was telling Jim, you were the one guy I saw that could keep pace with him when you guys came out of that one of those last restarts there, and you were patient. You had a really good move on him. You slipped up a little. You maintained your lines, and you did it the whole rest of the race. You didn't let up. So kudos to you and how you were able to drive it through. Dover's not an easy track to keep that focus. I know it wasn't really a question, but
I would say like, what was the question?
I don't know. I don't have a question for you. Like, I was giving you a compliment. Like, you did everything right.
I appreciate it. I mean, it is a very tough track, especially there. I mean, you're just driving as as perfectly as you can, and it's still going to break loose on you and shove you this way, shove you that way. I mean, the track's kind of whatever, but I'm usually pretty good at Dover, so I had a good feeling starting the night before all the gas saving stuff. So.
Well, good stuff, man. Yeah, sorry, I'm a little stoned now, so bear with me.
That's alright.
Clay, what you got, buddy?
Well, I just want to say congrats to the top 3. It was an eventful race. It was kind of quiet the first, stage and a half, really. And then it started kicking off in the second stage. People just getting antsy running a really long second stage, but we get Mo Palace Celtics his first win in the Cobra E-Racing Series tonight. I do want to thank everybody for watching. Brink, any final thoughts from you for what you saw of the race?
Obviously, good job to the top 3. Congratulations to everybody involved here. The skill level here at Cobra, even when we bring guys up, it doesn't seem to drop very much as far as skill level goes. And these races have a very real racing feel to them. Yes, there's cautions. Yes, mistakes are made, but that happens in real life. And the way that these races run here on Friday nights in the Cup Series for Cobra, it definitely has a Sunday Cup kind of feel to it, to me anyway. So good job, everybody.
So for all of us here at the Cobra E-Racing Series, we hope you have a great night. We'll see you next week at Homestead. Going to be a great weekend of racing. Have a great night, everybody.